If he loses to Jack, does he get right back in the mix at 170? Works his way back to that title shot. Is that what he does, or does he cut his way back down to 155 pounds? It was Ilya, what he's going through now, what it is Islam in the announcement that we just got. What I'm attempting to prove to you is there is nothing in this sport that matters more to the fighters than the weight.
How do you think Islam versus JDM goes down?
Honestly, I think Islam probably take it down. Like, Islam's wrestled really good. Like, even with me, I really committed to it. I took it down. Their team's so good at, like, hacking it, game plan and sticking to it.
JDM don't wrestle, but he was defending well, and he puts damage on you.
Off rip.
Starts putting damage on you, and he can box.
So how do you see that fight with him and Islam? Does he have the ability to beat a guy like Islam?
He'll get takedown attempts coming at him very early. This time. The last fight, he didn't have to deal with that when he was fresh. If Islam can start to pressure him early and take him down early, or even just make him wrestle.
MMA experts have just released their final assessments regarding the impending fight between Jack Della Maddalen and Islam Makhachev. Gilbert Burns says 170 fits Islam Makhachev better. Thus he welcomes his move to welterweight. Given Jack's training with Volkanovski and Craig Jones, he views a bout with Jack Della Maddalen as intimate. Burns hasn't done much research on the contest, but he anticipates a tough fight.
Islam's working very hard. He's been saying vocal that he wants to go up to 170. I think he's a big boy. He killed himself to make 55. I think that's the right division for Islam. He just tweeted something after the fight that he will not vacate the title, and then he vacated the title. I don't know, but probably that was in the negotiation. Yeah, I like him moving up. I proven himself. He's #1 pound for pound right now. It's a good fight. Jack and Islam closer than people think, especially with Jack Della Maddalen doing a lot of training with Volk, with Craig Jones, those guys that kind of back the Islam on that first Volk fight. I think they're going to have a lot of info, a lot of study, a lot of answers. It's closer than people think, this fight. I really like this fight. I don't have time right now. I didn't have time to dig deep a little too much on that fight, but I think it's way closer than people think, and JDM has a clear shot on beating.
Robert Whitaker thinks Islam Makhachev might succeed at welterweight, citing the cut to 155 as evidence, calling it the million-dollar question that fans are waiting to see answered. He believes Makhachev's strength may translate well to 170 and likened the move to that of Ilia Topuria.
I guess that's the million-dollar question. That's the question everybody's asking. And that's kind of the question. It's the same situation as Topuria as well. How good is Topuria? But what's he going to look like up weight division? Same with Islam. By all reports, though, the weight cut was really hard for him, like really, really hard. He's super strong for that weight division, which, you know, must translate well to moving up, making it a little bit easy cut. Maybe he gets a little bigger. It's yeah, I'm very that's the million-dollar question. Everybody's asking the same thing.
Whitaker added that since moving up involves unknowns, it's difficult to foresee how Islam Makhachev will adapt to welterweight. Nevertheless, he thinks Islam is capable of doing all that Bal Muhammad does, only better.
Definitely, but like I said, it is hard to try to get like an accurate gauge on what it's going to look like, not knowing how Islam is going to look when he moves up. Okay, it's always the question everybody asks when anybody is moving up a weight division or down a weight division. Okay, there's so many unknowns involved. But saying that, I think that Islam can do everything that Bilal does, but way better. Okay, way better.
Bal Muhammad, however, claimed to have witnessed Islam Makhachev defeat Jack Della Maddalen, demonstrating Islam's superb wrestling. He said that in order to defeat Jack, he had to give it his all during their personal battle. Bal commended Makhachev's group for their ability to formulate a clever strategy and adhere to it precisely.
How do you think Islam versus JDM goes down?
Honestly, I think Islam probably take it down. Like, Islam's wrestled really good. Like, even with me, I really committed to it. I took it down. Their team's so good at, like, hacking it, game plan and sticking to it.
Furthermore, using Ilia Topuria and Makhachev's personal circumstances as examples, Chael Sonnen questioned if Islam Makhachev would remain at welterweight and work his way back to a title shot if he lost to Jack Della Maddalen, or whether he would drop back down to 155. Suanen called the championship the most significant item in the sport and underlined that nothing means more to fighters than vying for the title.
If he loses to Jack, does he get right back in the mix at 170? his way back to that title shot. Is that what he does, or is he way back down to 155 pounds? It was Ilya, what he's going through now, what it is Islam, and the announcement that we just got. What I'm attempting to prove to you is there is nothing in this sport that matters more to the fighters than the weight.
Robert Whitaker added that Jack Della Maddalena's most recent victory was well-earned despite being close. Whitaker thinks Jack's motivation and prior performances demonstrate that he can handle the task, but he anticipates a difficult battle ahead if Jack confronts Islam.
I thought Jack handedly had the fight, but it was a fight. Okay, so I don't think it'll be an easy fight for Jack, but I believe in Jack. I think he's got that X factor. He's got that hunger there. You know, he's got the ticker, and you know, just like with Bilal, just like with Burns before, I think he can do the impossible.
Machado, Ian Guerreri commended Islam Makhachev and stated that the division as a whole should pay attention if he decides to switch to welterweight. He described Islam as a formidable and extremely talented boxer who could be even more effective without the stress of weight loss. Gary continued by saying that Makhachev is a technical, composed, full-fledged modern MMA athlete who poses a real threat against anybody.
And if that man turns up and says, I want to be next, then I think everyone in the welterweight division goes, okay. He's an absolute disaster for everyone in the division if he comes up and doesn't have to cut weight. He'll still be big, he'll still be strong. He's the perfect example of the new evolution of fighters. Great everywhere.
Jack Della Maddalen doesn't wrestle offensively, according to Daniel Cormier, but he defends well and deals early damage. He claimed that despite not being under early takedown pressure against Islam Makhachev, Jack appeared bright in his most recent appearance. Islam's rapid shooting will probably change that, as Jack will be forced to engage in grappling exchanges right away, something that could be problematic if Jack isn't ready, according to Cormier.
JDM don't wrestle, but he was defending well, and he puts damage on you.
Off rip.
Starts putting damage on you, and he can box.
So how do you see that fight with him and Islam? Does he have the ability to beat a guy like Islam?
He'll get takedown attempts coming at him very early. This time. The last fight, he didn't have to deal with that when he was fresh. If Islam can start to pressure him early and take him down early, or even just make him wrestle.
Additionally, Cormier clarified that Islamic wrestling isn't traditional. Islam wears down opponents with cage pressure, foot sweeps, and trips rather than the conventional double or single legs. He cautioned that Jack might not be accustomed to these strategies, which could lead to issues. Cormier stated that the contest is captivating because of the contrast of styles and the challenge it puts Jack under pressure, even though he did not select a winner.
I struggle. I don't know that he's ever felt anything like he's going to feel, because it's not going to be double legs and single leg with Islam. It's going to be him playing with his feet, tripping him, moving around on the octagon side, doing things that he don't recognize as freely.
But she didn't answer the question.
The problem is, like, I can only give you that because I can't truly make a prediction. The job doesn't allow it.